Round 4 was full of goals. Libya hosted Benin Republic in Tripoli and absolutely destroyed them. It was a comprehensive beating that established their case as a dangerous side to be wary of in this group. Nobody had really given them a chance in this group, but they were now on 7 points after 4 games. Meanwhile, Cote d'Ivoire comfortably thrashed Sudan in Abidjan. Didier Drogba opened the scoring from the penalty spot, while Aruna Dindane scored a brace. The big clash of the round was in Cairo, where Egypt were looking to match Cameroon's points tally by defeating them. In a thoroughly intense game, Egypt's relentlessness paid off when they took the lead in the 45th minute. They would go on to double and triple it by the 86th minute, but as they hit autopilot, Cameroon plotted a wicked comeback. Bill Chatto scored in the 88th minute to give his team a lifeline, and Samuel Eto'o scored less than a minute later to set up a grand finish. 3-2 with only stoppage time left. The Egyptians were under siege now, and the tension in the stadium was almost palpable, especially with Samuel Eto'o out there embodying the threat. Eventually, they were able to see out the game. Egypt were back on track. Cote d'Ivoire were back on top of the table with 9 points. Libya, Cameroon, and Egypt all had 7 points. Benin Republic were on 2, and Sudan were bottom on 1 point. Egypt and Cameroon had no clue what turmoil awaited them in round 5. Egypt went to Tripoli to deal with the threat that Libya posed, but were left stunned after a spirited performance by the home side. With the game at 1-1 and both sides desperately looking for a winner, it was Libya who found it. Ahmed Osman with a goal. Libya were now 3 points clear of Egypt, rising to 10 points. Meanwhile, Cameroon faced bottom of the table Sudan in Khartoum without Samuel Eto'o available. They too got into trouble. The home side took the lead early on and held on for long, nearly grabbing a famous victory, but they were denied in the 92nd minute by Joseph Desire Job. In Cotonou, Cote d'Ivoire would have no such problems even though Drogba was unavailable for this game, beating Benin Republic 1-0 to solidify their place at the top. Things were starting to take shape. Cote d'Ivoire were on 12 points and Libya second with 10. Neither country had ever been to a World Cup, yet they were neck and neck, ahead of Cameroon on 8 and Egypt on 7 points. For Cameroon and Egypt, there was trouble. Cote d'Ivoire were starting to pull away, and Libya were not the underdogs they expected them to be. They had 6 months to get their acts together before the next round of qualifiers in March 2005. At club level, there was no question now. Samuel Eto'o and Didier Drogba were Africa's biggest stars, world-class players who were the continent's ambassadors on the world stage. Despite Drogba's slow start to his Premier League career where goals were concerned, he was still a major asset for Jose Mourinho, who had set up a system built on an impenetrable defensive unit that heavily relied on Drogba's work in attack to nick games. Drogba's incredible duel winning and strength, along with his hold-up play and technical ability, were invaluable to the team and allowed them to thrive. Meanwhile, in Barcelona, fluid all-out attacking football was on display. It was a sharp contrast to the ethos at Chelsea. Ronaldinho was the protagonist, of course, but Samuel Eto'o was quickly showing his importance to the side. With 6 goals in his first 7 games for the club, including 2 against his former club Real Mallorca, pressure had quickly disappeared. Everyone could clearly see that he had too much quality to be fazed by the pressure. He was molded in it. All through this season there would be battles, but none more than the big second leg in Abidjan between Cote d'Ivoire and Cameroon. It was billed like a boxing bout between 2 heavyweights, the Drogba versus Eto'o show. One of them would not be at the World Cup in 2006, and this game was expected to be key in deciding who he would. The build-up was mind-blowing. The tension rose as the players stepped onto the pitch, and shivers ran down the spines of everyone in Abidjan, through the whole country, all the way to Cameroon.